Hello and welcome to another fine edition of SteamTeam quizzes. Today we're covering the final episodes 21 to 25 of Season 1. And as always, I'm going to ask BonEsterphon here 5 questions about each episode, which makes 25 in total. If you want to play along at home, I have put the links to the exact same episodes that BonEsterphon has watched in the description. So go and watch them and then come back here. And if you want to make it very hard for yourself, don't watch the episodes and see how much you can recall from memory. And please bear in mind that BonEsterphon here is not really a Thomas fan at the moment anyway. So some of the questions will be deemed a little too easy for the older fans. Before we start, I want to clarify that you, CalicoBonEsterphon, have not seen the questions I'm about to ask, and that they have been held by me in a sealed envelope.
I haven't seen the questions or the answers, and they have been held by you in a sealed envelope, which I have not opened, and you have not opened as yet.
Very well done. So, with all that out of the way, let's begin. Remember, these questions are for the restored versions of the episodes. Oh, and stick around to the end, where we'll be offering one of you the chance to win the new first series DVD.
And just to say that they are restored UK versions.
I did just say that.
No, you said restored, you didn't say UK.
Okay. We start with episode 1, which is probably the best place to start. And the first episode today is called Toby and the Stout Gentleman, or Toby the Tram Engine if you're American. Where is Toby said to take his trucks? A, the main line, B, the mainland, C, the junction, or D, the shops?
That one is the main and then the main line, not the shops. Would be pretty funny.
What about the mainland?
No, yeah, he doesn't go to the mainland. I don't even know that exists at the moment, does it?
That's England. Question 2 now. How many trucks used to rattle along behind Henrietta? Is it A4, B2, C9, or D10?
As Ringo says, it's 9, but now it's only 3 or 4.
It is, because most shops are sending their goods by lorry.
Yep, that is completely right.
Yeah, terrible. Yes, that is the correct answer. Question 3. Toby gets offended when Bridget Hat calls him what? A, an old fusspot, B, old and slow, C, electric, or D, rotten?
That's C, electric, even though I'd probably find A and B a bit more insulting.
What about D? You wouldn't want to be rotten, would you? Rotten wood,
yeah,
he's made of wood.
I think I could live with that one.
Question 4. On the Hat's last day of their holiday, whereabouts do they ride? A, in the guard's compartment, B, in a truck, C, in Henrietta, or D, in Toby's cab?
Oh, I think the driver lets them go in Toby's cab.
Ooh, what an honour. Question 5. On Toby's last day, a sign beside the track reads what? A, farewell, Toby, B, we'll miss you, C, thank you, Toby, or D, goodbye, old friend?
The sign on the side of the track says, thank you, Toby, and there's a big one on top of the track, which I can't remember what that says.
That said, farewell, Toby, I believe, the banner, yeah. Okay, you got 5 out of 5 there. Woohoo! Now we move on to part 2 in that trilogy of that two-parter, and that is Thomas in Trouble, or Thomas Breaks the Rules if you're American. Question 1. Why does the policeman say he couldn't sleep last night? A, too quiet, B, fireworks, C, 2 cats were fighting, or D, there was a party next door?
The most unobvious one, it was too quiet. Surely it's easier to sleep if it's quiet.
Yes. Yeah, but that's the correct answer anyway.
I'd find it easier to sleep if it's quiet than if there's a party going on next door.
We won't question him. Question 2. According to the policeman, what do locomotives need on their fronts whilst on a public road? A snowplow, B, side plates, C, 2 lamps, or D, cowcatcher?
On their fronts is a cowcatcher, and he also says he needs side plates. This will prevent people or cattle going under the wheels of the tram. Well, no, the locomotive.
If they should stray onto the line.
If they should stray on the line. And he also writes down regular lawbreaker, but doesn't actually take any details, so I don't know how he's going to prosecute.
He obviously knew what he was doing. We're not going to question his competence as a police officer now. Question 3. What is the Fat Controller having with his toast? A. Marmalade, B. Egg, C. Jam, or D. Marmite?
That one is marmalade.
Not Marmite, then.
Nope.
You either love it or you hate it. He must hate it.
I love it.
I most certainly do not. Question 4. At what station does the Fat Controller confront the policeman? A. Lower Sudbury, B. Owlsbridge, C. Cronk, or D. Knapford?
That one is Ellsbridge. You see a lot of that, don't you, in these early seasons?
You do see a lot of Owlsbridge, yes. I don't think it made it to the CGI era, though. I can't actually quite remember when it stopped being shown. Yeah, you got that right. Question 5. What does Toby say the station master was going to use Henrietta for? A tool shed, B, a ticket office, C, a hen house, or D, a portable playground for the children?
He's going to use Henrietta as a hen house.
He was indeed. That would never do.
It would never do.
No. Episode 3 now. Question 1. Dirty objects, by the way. What does the narrator say Toby and Henrietta need? A. New numbers. B. New paint. C. More work. Or D. New wheels.
I'm going to say paint.
Yes, that is the correct answer. During the scene at Owl's...
Wouldn't it be more suitable for Toby to have wood stain, as it is wood?
seal.
Yeah, that's exactly what it says on the tin. There also are other paints available.
Yeah, we're not at the BBC, so you needn't say that. Question 2. During the scene at Owlsbridge, Toby references the events of a previous episode. Which episode does he reference? A. Tenders and Turntables, B. James in the Coaches, C. James in the Express, or D. Thomas and the Breakdown Train?
What was the options again?
A. Tenders and Turntables, B. James in the Coaches, C. James in the Express, or D. Thomas and the Breakdown Train?
I think that one was James and the Coaches. And we did ask the viewers if the man who wouldn't hand over his leather bootstrap was a nasty man.
A horrible man.
A horrible man, that was it.
Yes.
Horrible man.
We didn't get much of a response to that.
No.
Question 3. Which station does James thunder through before colliding with the tar wagons? A. Owlsbridge, B. Sudbury, C. Lower Tidmouth, or D. Marron?
Oh, that one is Marron.
Yes, and Marron did make it to the CGI era.
Oh, really?
It did, that's correct. Question 4. When Percy arrives, how many trucks does he have? A1, B2, C3, or D4?
When Percy arrives, he is going backwards with just the one.
He is. No brake van either, you know.
I'm sure that's against rules and regs.
I wouldn't like to say. Question 5. What does the man stood with Sir Topham hat have in his hand? A red flag, B a green flag, C a whistle, or D a hose pipe?
He has a red flag, which he seems to hold in the air for quite a while.
He does indeed. Episode 4 now, off the rails. Question 1. What does Henry call Gordon? A. Lazy bones, B. A pompous twit, C. Fat face, or D. Silly Billy?
He calls him a fat face, but in the American version, he calls him lazy bones.
That is correct. Question 2. Which platform does Henry depart Knapford with the express from? A. Platform 1, B. Platform 3, C. Platform 2, or D. Platform 5?
That one is platform 5, which is the furthest one to the left.
That is correct. Question 3. Who pushes Gordon to the turntable? A. Thomas, B. Edward, C. James, or D. Toby?
Yeah, that one is Edward. He pushes him to the turntable because his fire was slow at starting. but somehow miraculously it's burning brightly when they get to the turntable.
Yep. Question 4. How many boys tease Gordon by singing? A2, B3, C4 or D5?
I think that was 3 or 2. I'm going to say 2.
You're going to say 2? Well, it was 3.
Oh.
Question 5. Which 2 engines are said to pull Gordon out of the ditch? A. Henry and Thomas, B. James and Henry, C. Thomas and Percy, or D. James and Toby?
It's said to be James and Henry, but you can only see James.
Yep, I believe that is correct. Down the mine now. What does Thomas say he can smell? A. Smoke, B. Ditch water, C. Fish, or D. Blocked drains?
This one is ditch water.
It is. Well, he was teasing Gordon, so whether he could actually smell it is a different matter. Yeah. Question 2. Who are Annie and Clarabelle said to have great respect for? A. Henry, B. Thomas, C. Gordon, or D. Edward?
Well, it'd be Gordon.
It is, although I expect they have great respect for Thomas too.
Well, I don't know. He's a bit of a wind-up merchant.
He is, yes. Question 3. What are the miners said to have dug for? A. Coal, B. Gold, C. Lead, or D. Oil?
Well, digging for oil would take them quite a while and wouldn't involve a mine. And I imagine it. Well, they say lead, but it's not really worth it. I think I'd rather dig for gold.
Well, I think given the choice, most people would rather dig for gold.
Well, yeah, but what's lead worth?
Question 4. Who is said to change the points? A. The shunter, B. The fireman, C. The guard, or D. A miner?
I think it is the fireman.
Are you going with fireman? Yes?
Yep.
So, and that is the correct answer. Question 5. What 2 colours make up the writing on the danger sign? A. Red and blue, C. Green and red, C. Red and black, or D. Green and blue?
It is red and black.
It is. Now that brings us to the end of our quiz for today. Let's just tally up those scores. And BonEsterphon today has scored a very, very respectable 24 out of 25. Almost a perfect. What did you score at home? And be honest. Okay, now I'm going to hand you over to BonEsterphon, who has a very important announcement to make.
And now we come to the moment we've all been waiting for. We're giving the chance for one lucky viewer to win a complete first series of Thomas on DVD. This isn't just any complete first DVD, this is the newly released first series DVD containing restored episodes. For a chance to win, all you have to do is add up all my scores from the SteamTeam quizzes this season. So watch each episode of SteamTeam quizzes from season 1 and add up all my scores. Once you have the total, send me a YouTube private message with the correct number and you will be entered into a prize draw. The closing date for the competition is Saturday the 17th of November, and the winner will be chosen and contacted on Sunday the 18th. The lucky winner will then have a week to send their address, otherwise another winner will be chosen. I'd like to stress that no one's personal information will be passed on or retained. Remember that the Blue Mountain Mystery Quiz doesn't count, because that was the pilot, and that there was an error in episode 3's audio, so take note of the on-screen score, and good luck. Do not answer after the closing date, and do not ruin things by answering in a comment, because that will not be entered into the prize draw. And as I said before, good luck.
Yep, and for full terms and conditions, you can go to SteamTeamSeries.blogspot.com for the terms and conditions and, information on delivery and all that sort of thing. So, that wraps up Season 1. You're probably all wondering to yourself, hey, where's episode 26? Well, in order to even things up, we're leaving out the final festive episode of each season for our Christmas special, which will be coming out, you've guessed it, this Christmas. And from us here, it's bye-bye, everybody, bye-bye from me. And from BonEsterphon, it's
Hola. Oh no, that's the other one, isn't it?